welcome back to the O Hockey Show. The new name, hope you like it. So tonight, I'm going to be talking about Jack Eichel, continuing my little individual players look at. And today I think I wanted to start a new series, an iteration off of that, and go with Make It or Break It. And I think Jack Eichel is a prime candidate to prove if he can make it or if he's going to break it all. And prove that he is a curse to each team that he's been on so far. Now, I think people were giving him way too bad of a rep last year. People were saying that he went to the Golden Knights. The Knights missed the playoffs. It's his fault because of the trade. And it's his fault that in Buffalo that they were losing. But I don't know how you can blame him for being the problem when he was their leading goal scorer every year. I don't know how you can blame the number one guy as the problem of the team. That doesn't make any sense to me. Now, and then when he went to Vegas, I think it's just the Vegas audience, the atmosphere there is pretty toxic, I guess. So I guess maybe they just had to point the blame somewhere. And I will say it wasn't his fault. Maybe in the trade overall wasn't his fault. I would say the biggest problem, as I went over in that video, was that they had so many injuries, especially they trade for Eichel, and he's already injured and needs surgery before he can come back. And Mark Stone, their second best player, is injured and didn't play for half the season. So Eichel cannot be the blame for that one. But can he be blamed partially? So I wanted to take a look at Jack Eichel, kind of break him down here. So his last season, of course, he only played 34 games, and he had 25 points. In 2020 to 2021, his last season in Buffalo, he got injured and didn't play the whole year, and then he couldn't get the surgery, and that was the whole debacle. 18 points in 21 games. Not bad. Not really bad. And then 2018 to 2019, 2019-2020, 78 points in 68 games played. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. If you ask me, I like that. I like that. 2018-2019, 82 points in 77 games. His best season of his career so far. And so far. And 2017 to 18, 64 points in 67 games played. He had two more seasons other than the ones I've written on the board, but they were both in the 50s, and I didn't really have enough space to write them. So, what does this tell us? Well, I was trying to figure out what the problem was, especially back in Buffalo, because for me, Buffalo was such an odd case of a team that has actually so much rookie talent, and this guy actually playing to at least some level of hockey, and I kind of thought about it, and what was the problem there? Was he the problem with the team? Now, going through it, I was like, okay, what is his, because earlier today when I was looking at my Vegas video, I realized that if you scale up those rates, if he played let's get those up to 68 games played, he only gets 50 points, which is not bad at all. So the question obviously is Jack Eichel the problem? I don't think he is. I don't think he can possibly be that much of the problem, at least I should say. He is getting consistently look at this. Back 2017, he has a .96 point percentage. Then he's a point per game in 2018-19, then 19-20. 1.07, 1.15 if you're blind. I told you those numbers. Now, last season, he gets injured. He only plays 21 games, 18 points, but that's still a .86 per game. That's not bad at all. And then 25 points, 34 games played, coming back from the surgery, playing for Vegas, .74, which is his lowest, and he has played fewer games in these categories. In 21 games played, he got 18 points. You see what I'm getting at here? And if you scale up those 25 points times 34, I know he hadn't been this is the first year he's played, and he also was off the shelf for a while. Sure. But 25 points in 34 games played, as I brought up earlier, if you double that and to make it 64 games played, and then that's 50 points, sure, he probably would have scored a little bit more or possibly a little less, but let's give this conservative double the amount of 50 points. He played 68 games in the 2019 to 2020 season, and he got 78 points. Do you see what I'm getting at here? Is that the problem is he is slowly going down in the last 2 years. Now, I know it's not really by his choice, and he's been knocked down injured, whatever. But I think this is really the year, because all those other years he was in Buffalo, a team that all around him he was the problem. I think this is going to be the year where he actually gets to prove if he is the problem or not the problem. Is he contributing enough to the team or not? Now, if you go off of his contract, $10 million for 4 years, I would say that that's the type of deal. Like, look at Johnny Hockey, just signed for 9.8, I think. That is a guy you're expecting to lead your team in offense, at least. Those are offense top leading guy numbers. That you're expecting to get better than Mikko Rantanen, and McKinnon took team friendly. But I say Rantanen is a good comparison, because he makes 9.8, I think, and he gets 95 points last year. That's pretty similar in numbers there. So I would say he's a pretty solid matchup there. $10 million to his 9.8. Rantanen gets 95 points last year. Can Jack Eichel, with a better team, an undebatable better team in Vegas than there was in Buffalo, can he get at least above his best year, 82 points in 77 games? Personally speaking, I think as long as Mark Stone is healthy and everyone that actually would fit around him on the team, so like Stevenson, Marcia So, Smith, or Carlson, whoever he ends up pairing with well on that team, I think he can at least get to 82 points. But then here's the other problem with Vegas, is that you have Carlson and Smith just kind of going down the hill when it comes to points production these last few years. And now you've also got, you got a guy like Chandler Stevenson, who I don't put all my money into. I know he gets 64 points last year, but Chandler Stevenson isn't really someone I buy that much into, so I kind of take that number with a grain of salt. So I feel like he himself, with a way better team around him, this is his time to prove that he is that $10 million worth player. Worth trading away all that stuff that they gave from Vegas to Buffalo and see if it pays off for them in the long run. I think he either makes it to 82 points, or I think he makes it to like 90 points, or he kind of gets stuck with, I think it would be hard to say 40 points, but just seeing it's so hard to tell. There's so many factors when it comes into this equation here, because Jack Eichel in Buffalo had really no support. So maybe it was an all-by-himself effort, and along with the few talented players that he had in Skinner or Reinhart or Middlestat. And I got to be honest, I also don't think that Casey Middlestat and Reinhart and Skinner, other than Skinner, I guess, maybe, but when he was playing well, I feel like Vegas doesn't have those type of skilled players. I don't know if Mark Stone is going to be that right type of player to pair along with Jack Eichel. I think Stevenson might be, and Carlson. I don't know if he really fits with this team, but he's supposed to be the number one center. He's the guy going forward with the team. This is the guy, and all the money's on him. I guess they've gone all in on Jack Eichel, and I guess it's time to see if he makes it or he breaks it. So I guess until next time, I have been Owen of the O Hockey Show. Please pick up your free subscription down below. If you like this video, leave a like, not a dislike. You can go down below and tell me, do you think Jack Eichel makes it or breaks it this season, and why? And till next time, I've been Owen, too sweet, and ta-ta for now.